Everybody come to the back so we can get started. That way we're going to eat quickly. Plenty of room on this side. Come on in. Come on in, everybody.
Right through the front here by Cheryl.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. I'm Wilson Viator, Mayor of Youngsville, and it's my privilege to introduce the reason we're here tonight. 4 years ago, when we were running for re-election, all of us, I didn't know who Ken Ritter was. Didn't know a lot about him, and in fact, I didn't even vote for him.
The truth comes out.
But I have to say, after getting to know this gentleman for the last 4 years, working with this gentleman for 4 years, it's been a great pleasure of mine. I think everyone on the council can say that Ken has been a pleasure to work with. He's contributed tremendously to our city, to our council. He's represented y'all well. And I tell you what, after 12 years, I'm retiring. And I think that it makes my retirement easy to know that I have such a qualified gentleman coming behind me that can take that ball and run with it. The last time I ran, my slogan was "The sky's the limit," and I think it's still that for Youngsville. The sky's the limit. We need to keep working all together and promoting Youngsville. And after saying that, I'd like to recognize the next mayor of Youngsville, Ken Ritter.
Wow, what a great introduction. Thank you all very much for being here. I sincerely appreciate all the support. I sincerely appreciate all of your attendance here this evening. I'd like to especially thank our host this evening. I'd like to thank Young's Industries. I'd like to thank Mayor and Sandy Viator. I'd like to thank Mike and Dr. Neva Silo. And I'd also like to thank Southern Lifestyle Development. I'd also like to give a special thanks to Teddy Bowyer, Alyssa, and their team here at Bromicelli. And I'd also like to I'd also like to thank the staff at Romicelli here, Sandra, Kevin, and the entire staff. I'd also like to take a special moment to recognize a good friend and the Mayor Pro Tem of Youngsville, Miss Brenda Burley, for being here this evening. I don't want to embarrass Brenda, but she had an unexpected procedure done this week. And I have to say, after seeing her come this evening, she is probably one of my biggest supporters, and I appreciate it. And I'd also like to recognize Chief Earl Menard for his attendance here this evening. And finally, I'd like to recognize both of my parents that are here this evening. They're sitting over here. My father, Louis, his wife, Mary, and my mother, Rita. And my brother, Danny's here in the front as well. It's been such a privilege to serve as your councilman for the past 4 years. When I campaigned in 2010, I campaigned to be an independent voice for our residents who is accessible and who is always going to be diligent in decision making, always putting the needs of our city first. I've taken this pledge very seriously since taking office, and I'm honored to have earned a broad base of support during the campaign and since since my service on the council by standing on these principles. You heard the mayor say he didn't vote for me. So I'm honored to have earned his support tonight. Since I recognize one of my fellow council members and the mayor, I just want to take a minute because I'm so proud of the work that our council and mayor have done for the community. Over the last 4 years, a lot's been accomplished, and even before those 4 years, but I just want to speak just for a minute about the last 4 years, because the last 4 years is where I have had an involvement. The construction of the sports complex, the Shimon-Metairie extension to Highway 90, downtown beautification, the passage of a land use ordinance, tightened requirements for new private development, and we're on the cusp of a new residential development code which will help guide new future neighborhood growth in Youngsville. We often talk about being the state's fastest growing, but one thing that I've tried to keep in mind is how can we shift that conversation to be, what can we do to become the smartest growing community in the state of Louisiana? And I'm proud to say that I think that we've begun that framework, and I'm really proud of the work that the council and the mayor have accomplished over the past 4 years. I strongly believe that if we do not govern responsibly during this period of rapid growth, we will pay the price for years to come. We're setting a new standard in Youngsville for development, for infrastructure, for recreation, for quality of life, and a renewed focus on education. We're continuously raising the bar, and I'm so proud to play an instrumental part in our progress. I never dreamed that I'd be standing here before you as a candidate for mayor in the state's fastest growing city and in the best community to live in Louisiana. We have a lot to be proud of in Youngsville, but I do not want to take our success for granted. This is why I'm running for mayor. With Mayor Viatar retiring, this is a pivotal time in Youngsville, and we have such a unique opportunity to continue our work building a strong community. I firmly believe that Youngsville needs a new leader who will continue progressing our city. If I'm elected, I have some big shoes to fill, and it's not just because the mayor's a bigger guy than I am. Mayor Viatar's relationship with Baton Rouge and his successful efforts to lobby on Youngsville's behalf are unparalleled. And as a citizen, I appreciate what you've done, and I appreciate the service to our city. With that said, we still have a lot more work to do. As a current city councilman familiar with our city's projects and needs, I believe that I'm uniquely qualified to take over the reign of city government. We must continue our focus on roads and infrastructure improvements, recreation, economic development, a comprehensive master plan for Youngsville, and quality of life issues like more sidewalks and more green spaces in our community. Whether you've lived here for generations or you're one of many of us that have moved here in recent history, we all have an obligation to make this the best community that we can during our time period here. We all know that Youngsville is a great place to raise a family and to call home. Let's continue our work and protect our community by making certain that we continue with the right leadership. I'm humbled to be your candidate for mayor, but I can't do this alone. Please continue to help me spread the word, talk to your friends, talk to your colleagues, and talk to your neighbors. Together we can get this done and ensure that Youngsville is going to be well positioned for the future. I firmly believe that we can continue as Acadiana's city of opportunities for generations to come. I'm ready to serve, and I'm ready to lead. I sincerely appreciate your support, and I look forward to serving as your next mayor. Please vote on